In this story, it seems to be like a side plot where they're focusing a lot on the idea that people within this universe, at least within Neo Gotham, have this issue of being tied into work and into notifications and algorithms a little bit too much, to the point to where the side character that we meet called Melvin, he has this like, issue with the fact that his parents don't really get to bond with him as much because they're working 24/7. Like for whatever reason, they have this whole thing where like they work from home and they have this door that seems to like seal off at a certain point in time. And once it's sealed off and they start work, Melvin can't speak to his parents while they're at work. So he's kind of understandably distraught because he just can't communicate with his parents and he wants to try to unplug people. It seems like they're kind of building up to Melvin maybe being this form of an anarchist, at least in this form or fashion in this universe, to where he wants people to unplug from the daily rigor and the hustle and bustle of life, which I kind of really enjoy this, side plot here, because it seems like it's very much so mirroring what we go through in real life, at least in America, where people are so locked in on the grind and on work and just surviving by working that they never really get to enjoy life and get to slow down and just smell the roses. So a character kind of revolving around that in a futuristic landscape where technology is so advanced, it makes sense that as technology gets more advanced, people kind of dissociate a little bit more from humanity as a whole. The second thing that I think is the main plot of this that I really find interesting is revisiting Virgil's backstory in the Big Bang. It seems like that this version of the Big Bang is kind of different from the animated series version, because they say that the thing that caused this Big Bang and caused bang babies was this thing called Q juice. So for the most part, the situation of everything remains the same. Static's in this place at the wrong time and ends up being gassed by police with this experimental juice, or I guess formula, called Q juice. And the thing that I like about the change up with this was that instead of this being like a gang war, this was the whole thing in regards to where we saw police gassing protesters that were protesting police violence. And I think this is a cool thing to add into Virgil's story, especially something that you would understandably see that Black writers are writing in regards to Virgil's always been a man of the people and sticking up for people, especially if you watch the animated series to any extent. They tackle a lot of tough things like racism and police brutality in the series. So for police brutality being the thing that started his origin story and the reason why he was at those docks or at that place at that point in time, seems like just the perfect way to kind of, give him a fresh take on the character while also sticking to his roots and kind of like fleshing him out a little bit more. And I think it really goes to show and characterizes him a lot more for what we can expect from this adult version of Virgil.